अगर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स ने रूल्स इंप्लीमेंट नहीं करे तो आप ये चीज भी सोच सकते हो कि ये लॉ पास ही नहीं हो पाएगा एक तरीके से, बिकॉज अगर कोई रूल ही नहीं होंगे किसी एक्ट में तो उस लॉ का मतलब ही नहीं बैठता कोई, ठीक है। इफ देयर इज नो रूल इन एनी एक्ट देन दैट एक्ट इज null and void. So we need to find the rules now. Okay, so MHA has not issued any rules yet regarding Citizenship Amendment Act. Ministry of Home Affairs, that is under Amit Shah, so it has not made any rules regarding Citizenship Amendment Act, that who will be the citizen of India, who will not be the citizen of India. We are not having any kind of rule regarding Citizenship Amendment Act, and only because of that CAA we have seen so much of violence in Delhi region. Okay, so we need to understand why there is no rule regarding it, and we have created such a immense of violence regarding it. Okay, so next is, what is citizenship? What is citizenship? Uh, those who have the right to vote, okay, those who have the right to vote, and those who have the valid Indian ID, okay, valid Indian ID, they are considered to be the citizen of India. Okay, international relations. India will never be a part of an alliance system. Jai Shankar. Okay, Jai Shankar is the External Affairs Minister of India. Ministry of External Affairs is under Mr. Jai Shankar. So he has said that we will not become the part of any alliance. As you all know, in the time of Cold War also, India has not become the part of any alliance. That is Russian-led alliance and USA-led alliance. Okay, USA-led alliance. So we didn't become the part of any alliance. So why don't we become the part of any alliance? Because we have mutual relations with Russia and USA both. We have mutual relations with China also. So that's why we are not focusing to get aligned to any country. Okay. Because of a little bit alignment we have shown towards USA, we have lost a big project, that is Chahbar Port. So that's why now we are focusing that we should maintain our sovereignty identity very much, because if we are considered about self dependent, if we want to be self dependent, then we should not get aligned towards anyone. Otherwise we will have to face consequences from the other side. Okay, we have faced consequences from Iran side also. If USA develops good relations with Iran, so what's the big deal? India will also get benefited from it. So that's why we need to understand why USA is not focusing on Iran, why it is maintaining sanctions on Iran. Don't consider that USA is making sanctions on Iran only on the basis of that it is enriching the nuclear weapons, no, nuclear reactors, nuclear. Uh, okay, so it is not focusing on that, because as you know that USA has now begin its oil exploration. Okay, oil exploration, and USA अब अपना ऑयल प्रोडक्शन शुरू कर दिया है, ठीक है। यूएसए ने अपना ऑयल प्रोडक्शन शुरू कर दिया है, और यूएसए के पास आप सभी जानते हैं कि शेल गैस, दुनिया की सबसे ज्यादा शेल गैस किसके पास है? यूएसए के पास है। सो दैट्स व्हाई अब यूएसए ने अब अपना प्रोडक्शन शुरू कर दिया। सो वो क्या चाहेगा कि क्या कहते हैं, जो कंट्री उसके अंडर में नहीं है और स्टिल ऑयल को एक्सपोर्ट कर रही है, ठीक है, स्टिल ऑयल को एक्सपोर्ट कर रही है, तो वो उस पर सैंक्शन लगाना चाहेगा ताकि उसका तेल बिके आने वाले टाइम में। यूएसए का ऑयल की ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, just try to imagine if anyone if USA is making sanction on other country, if Russia is making sanction on Ukraine, if anyone is making sanction, if any big power is making sanction on other country, then just remember it is the case of oil, nothing else. It is only the case of oil, nothing else. So because the world is getting developed, and the world gets developed, the country gets developed only because of oil. So energy is the supreme power in the world. If there is any dispute, then that dispute is regarding to energy, not to nuclear enrichment. न्यूक्लियर एनरिचमेंट में तो नॉर्थ कोरिया ने भी बहुत कर लिया, बट नॉर्थ कोरिया किसी को ट्रेड थोड़ी कर रहा है. सो दैट्स व्हाई यूएसए को कोई टेंशन ही नहीं है, न्यूक्लियर एनरिचमेंट करता रहे. और क्या कहते हैं, वो चाहे हाइड्रोजन बॉम्ब बना ले, कुछ भी बना ले, वो यूएसए को कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. यूएसए से आई डोंट केयर. USA just like this. USA behave for North Korea like I don't care. And Iran is making Iran is just only enriching it. Okay, Iran is just only enriching it. So उसमें ही USA ने ये sanction लगा दिए, वो sanction लगा दिए, मैं इसे destroy कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा. So that's why we need to understand what's the basic ideology of USA behind it. Okay, India will never be a part of alliance system, Jaishankar. So he is an Indian external IES officer. Okay, IES officer. He has IFS officer. Sorry, IFS officer. So IFS officer. He has remained as IFS officer, Indian Foreign Services officer. So that's why he knows all the respect of a USA. Okay, so he's incredible person. I believe him to be the incredible person we have as an external affairs minister. So what is non-aligned movement? Non-aligned movement, as I told you, that we will not get aligned towards Russia. We will not get aligned towards USA in the time of from the 1960s. We have focused upon this. Okay? From Pandit Nehru time period, we have focused on this. When the Cold War started between USA and Russia, we were little bit of diverted towards Russia, because Russia has the ideology of socialism. So Russia has the ideology of socialism, and Indian Prime Minister, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, was also a socialist ideology person. So only because of our Prime Minister, we were little diverted towards Russia. So it has gained us immense of loss to us. It has gained us immense of loss. Okay, because we were focusing on socialism, and in the 1990s, when Russia get disintegrated, and it doesn't provided Russia just focus upon its own issues. रशिया ने इंडिया का कोई ख्याल ही नहीं रखा, जो आपका एक पार्टनर के तौर पे दिख रहा था इतने लंबे टाइम पीरियड से. रशिया ने कहा कि जाओ भाड़ में, मतलब यू गेट लॉस्ट. मेरा घर में खुद का इशू चल रहा है, मैं तुम्हारा क्या इशू सॉल्व करूंगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई हमें कभी भी अलाइनमेंट नहीं करना चाहिए किसी भी कंट्री की तरफ. और रशिया की तरफ अलाइनमेंट करके हमने काफी बार बहुत बड़ी बड़ी गलतियां करी हैं. एज यू ऑल नो कि हमारे एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर भी रशिया में मर चुके हैं. ठीक है, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री. तो वो रशिया में एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर का मरना, कैन यू इमेजिन दैट वन ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज इवन डाइड इन रशिया. So our alignment towards Russia, as you all know, that in Kargil war also, Russia said when Pakistan come in our territory, so Russia say that we should compromise with Pakistan. And when we enter into the territory of Pakistan, so Russia said you should get back towards your territory. So this ideology of Russia, you need to understand, because Russia is not favorable towards any country. So we need to understand the ideology of USA also. We need to understand the ideology of Russia also. These are the two big powers. Big powers never want India to become the supreme power. Just imagine, just remember it. Big powers never want India or either China to become the supreme power. So there is no case that we should fight against China. Means we should not go for the war. We should not try that. We should go for the war. The economic sanctions that 58 applications ban was good, because China needs punishment, not from the war ends, because war ends पे खाली उनके ही सोल्जर नहीं मरेंगे, हमारे भी मरेंगे. So territorial dispute से country 20 years back चली जाती है in terms of economy also. So if we want to punish China, then we can punish China in any way, in economic sanctions, in aeroplane. The aeroplane parts are being made in China also. So the parts of aeroplane, the parts of engine, uh, railway engines, okay, the part of railway engines are being made in China. And automobile industries have major sector that is being imported from China. So that's why we need to focus that we can either we can develop it by ourselves or not. So there is no motive of India to fight China at the border end. Okay, to fight China, we should not focus at all, because both the nations are very good at army. Both the nations are very good at army. So the loss that China will face, the same loss will India face. Okay, so both the countries will suffer. And both the countries are developing economies. uh, can you even imagine that in China right now they have deported 4.36 crore people, 4.36 crore people from the flooded regions. From the flooded regions they have deported 4.36 crore people. 4.36 crore, it is the total population of Odisha region. Means that state is fully deported to another region. So it is the level of China that China is developing. China is we should understand the ideology not only of USA, not only of Russia. We should understand the ideology of communism also. So Marxism is also good, and communism is also good in its own term, and democracy is also good in its own term, and socialism is also good at its own term. So that's why India is the crux of all nation. Okay, India is the crux of all nations. So we cannot hate any nation, we cannot hate any good ideologies. Okay, every ideology has some good parts, has some pros, and every ideology has some cons. So we need to understand this. Okay, Iran to continue work with India and Chahbar line railway chief. Iran to continue work with India on Chahbar line. So this is the basic motive, that we are focusing on not to become the part of any alliance system. This is the part that we are focusing. We are studying about non-aligned movement, and Iran to continue work with India on Chahabar line railway chief. So railway chief ने कहा है कि क्या कहते हैं, ईरान continue करेगा. So we need to solve the issue with China first. Okay, we need to solve the issue because technology needs time to innovate. Although we can ban some apps of China, ban some mobile groups of China, ban some products from China, but we need to focus that we cannot ban everything from China, because our economy will also get demolished, because our economy 40% section of our Indian economy is still dependent on China. 40% of Indian economy is still dependent on China, the Chinese products. Okay, so digital digital revolution. I am using the Lenovo laptop. So Lenovo is a Chinese company. So how could I connect with you? I don't have that much of money. I don't have 80,000 to buy an Apple MacBook. So I had only 35,000 to buy a laptop. So that's why we need to understand what your economic capability is, what your status is. So all over the world, we need to understand. Okay, Iran to continue work with Indian on Chahabar line railway chief. Next is paper 3 economy. Tough new e-commerce rules kick in next week. Kick in next week. Kick in next week. Okay. E-commerce rules are coming, so it will come next week. So these are going to be tough. E-commerce matlab Amazon and Flipkart. These are e-commerce websites. So basically, Indian government is very good at sometimes because it, I'm not saying in positive manner. I'm saying in negative manner. Okay, Indian government is very good sometimes as it try to avoid foreign companies who are performing good, who are contributing to India's economy. Amazon. I'm talking about Amazon. Amazon is performing good in India. Amazon is doing very well in India. Amazon is providing employment, high rate of employment, highest rate of employment is there in Amazon. Amazon has focused on Indian manufactured goods and art and craftsman goods product. As you all can see on Amazon right now, that they are promoting Indian art and craft. Indian art and craft they are promoting at a highest level. So now what we are seeing that GeoMart is coming. So GeoMart is coming. uh, we have suffered in the time of Pandit Nehru also because Mahatma Gandhi has done incredible things in India, and due to his favoritism towards Pandit Nehru, we have suffered. We don't need a prime minister like Pandit Nehru. We need an external affair minister like Pandit Nehru. We need an external affair minister like Pandit Nehru, not a prime minister like Pandit Nehru. Okay. So, because of the favoritism of Mahatma Gandhi, he becomes the prime minister of India. So now the favoritism of Indian government, that is BJP, is towards Geo platform. As you all can see, that Rafale project, Rafale deal is provided to Anil Ambani, who is a bullshit, nothing else. He's just like he doesn't know anything about any business. He was going towards to jail for the bankruptcy. He has declared himself to be the bankrupt. Okay, he was going to jail. His brother Mukesh Ambani has avoided him, not going for the jail, and provided the money. So the government has provided the Rafale deal to that businessman who is bankrupt. So we need to understand this favoritism towards Geo platform, Reliance platform. Okay, we need to understand that they are performing favoritism towards Reliance and Geo platform. So next is what we can say. Geomart is coming. So that's why they are trying to show favoritism towards Geomart and making the tough new e-commerce rules. ई-कॉमर्स रूल से कुछ नहीं होंगे इसमें बेसिकली क्या होंगे कि फॉरेन कंपनीज will pay this much of tax, foreign companies will pay this much of taxes. Okay, so tough new e-commerce rules kick in next week. So let's study about it. 6 months later, MHA yet to frame rules on CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act. Okay, more than 6 months after. What is just going on? More than 6 months after Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 was passed by Parliament, the Ministry of Home Affairs is yet to frame rules. Itne notifications. I surprised it. क्यों इतने भेज रहे हैं? क्या करना चाह रहे हो यार? Wait for a minute. I'm getting the books right now. Oh, you complete? So we have written up these topics. 6 months later, MHA yet to confirm CA. What is Citizenship Amendment Act? India will never be a part of an alliance. Jaishankar, non-aligned movement. Iran continue with India on Chahawar line. Railway chief. Okay. Railway chief. Next is paper 3 economy. Tough new e-commerce rules. Kick and start. Okay. We have studied about it. More than 6 months after Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 was passed by Parliament, the Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) is yet to frame rules or inform Parliament about the delay in doing so. Why you are delaying it? So they need to uh, say, matlab they need to explain. Without rules being notified, the act cannot come into force or be implemented. Okay, without rules, because if you are not having rules in any act, then it is considered to be null and void. It is considered to be null and void. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Subordinate Legislation, which has not received any communication from Ministry of Home Affairs, has decided to write the ministry on the status of a Citizenship Amendment Act rules. The CAA was passed by Parliament on December 11, 2019, and given the President of India assent the next day, December 12, 2019. Value added information. What is citizenship? Citizenship defines the relationship between the nation and the people who constitute the nation. People who constitute the nation. Okay, citizenship defines the relationship between nation and the people who constitute the nation. Those who make the nation are known as citizens of India. Okay, it confers upon an individual certain rights such as protection by the state, right to vote, right to hold certain public offices, among others, in return for the fulfillment of certain duties, obligations owed by the individual to the state. देखो, citizenship basically by inner soul is derived by inner soul, because at I will give you one example. In the time of 2004, when Congress government win the election, uh, in the time of 2004, oh, in the time of 2010, when the Congress government wins again, at that time, Sonia Gandhi said that she will become the Prime Minister of India. She will become the Prime Minister of India. So at that time, who was the President of India? APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam. I think in 2006. I'm not remembering in which election. In the very first election of Congress, the APJ Abdul Kalam was the President of India, and his words was that India has not come in such a bad situation that it will allow any foreigner to become the Prime Minister of India. Although she has all the rights to become the Prime Minister of India, but as you all know, the president is considered to be the protector of the Indian Constitution. Okay, to be the protector of Indian Constitution. That's why APJ Abdul Kalam has denied uh, Sonia Gandhi to become the Prime Minister of India. Okay, Sonia Gandhi to become the Prime Minister of India. At that time, she was willing to become the Prime Minister, and then APJ Abdul Kalam said that no, we are not in such a bad situation. India can generate the leaders. So that's why she was not allowed to become the Prime Minister. And later she said that I am not interested. interested in becoming the prime minister, although she legally claimed to become the prime minister, but being the protector of the constitution, the president of India, that is APJ Abdul Kalam, the incredible person, has denied Sonia Gandhi. She is from Turkey, as you all know. So sorry, Italian. Italian. So she's from Italy, and APJ Abdul Kalam denied his prime minister post. So that's why citizenship is self-derived. Citizenship is also self-derived. Means you should be born in India. You should be born in India. That's why, that's the only way that you can be originally the citizens of India. Okay. So the original citizens only get the right to vote. So एक्चुअली में जो गवर्नमेंट बना सकता है, those who can form the government, only they can be declared the citizens of India. Okay, it confers upon an individual certain rights such as protection by the state, right to vote, right to hold certain public offices, among others, in return for the fulfillment of certain duties, obligations owed by the individual to the state. Citizenship in India. The Constitution of India provides for single citizenship for the whole of India. Single citizenship, one vote for all. Okay, one vote, one person. Under Article 11 of Indian Constitution, Parliament has the power to regulate the right of citizen by law. The rights of citizen by law. Accordingly, the rights of the citizens are not complete, are not absolute. Absolute का मतलब समझते हैं आप कि 100% आपको गारंटी नहीं करते हैं. फंडामेंटल राइट्स भी 100% गारंटीड नहीं होते हैं. They can be amended according to law. Okay, they can be regulated according to law. Okay, accordingly, the Parliament had passed the Citizenship Amendment Act, Citizenship Act of 1955 to provide the acquisition and determination of Indian citizenship. Entry 17, list 1 under 7th schedule speaks about citizenship, naturalization and aliens. Naturalizations and aliens. Who are aliens? Not Jadoo. Aliens are foreigners. Okay. Thus, Parliament has the exclusive power to legislate with respect to citizenship. Until 1987, to be eligible for Indian citizenship, it was sufficient for a person to be born in India. Okay, to be born in India, then spurred by the populist movement alleging massive illegal migrations from Bangladesh, citizenship laws. Okay, so before 1987, it was considered that who are born in India, they should be considered the citizens of India. But as we all have seen, the Rohingya crisis, the Rohingya Muslims crisis, and they are Bangladeshi migrants or Myanmar migrants. Okay, so these migrants cannot be granted citizenship because they are what they are doing. They are utilizing the resources of India. They are utilizing the resources of India, and they will not perform any activity for India. Okay. So Indian resources are need to be the resources for Indian peoples only. Then spurred by the populist movement alleging massive illegal migrations from Bangladesh, citizenship laws were first amended to additionally require that at least one parent should be an Indian. Okay, यहाँ से फिर हमने क्या देखा कि इलीगल माइग्रेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी हमें, तो दैट्स व्हाई हमने क्या करा, one parent should be born Indian. Okay, one parent should be born Indian, although his child can be born American, born Russian. Okay. In 2004, the law was further amended to prescribe that not just one parent be Indian, but other should not be illegal immigrants. ठीक है? what was happening, that some of the Indian pupils were uh, importing women from poor countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan. Some of the Muslims, rich Muslims of India, they were importing women from Pakistan and Bangladesh. So uh, these are illegal immigrants. And one of their parent is a legal immigrant. Okay, legal persons, legal citizens of India. And some of the women who were getting some of the women who were made jihadi, means their ideology was changed in India, by saying that we will some of the for some of the women it was said by Pakistani terrorists that we will provide this much of money to you, uh, can you please marry us? So Muslim women, they are getting the money for getting married. So they are poor and they are getting the money for getting married. So they get ready for it easily. So in this way, the illegal immigrants were coming from Pakistan and Bangladesh. Who is illegal immigrant? Under the act, an illegal immigrant is a foreigner who enters the country without valid travel document like passport and visa. Like passport and visa, these are the criteria for illegal immigrants. Okay, enters with valid document but stays beyond permitted time period. Okay, what people do in India, most probably what people do in India, they enters the Indian territory, they get the time period of 6 months, and then sometimes what they do, they get lost in the society. They get lost into the society. Our class is going to end. We need to have 20 minutes more. Can you please cooperate, because आज की class ज़्यादा हो नहीं पाई है because of GS. Okay, so we will do one more class today. We are having 3 classes. Okay, we are going to do one more class after 40 seconds. Okay, illegal migrants, so join fast, no break for it, join just after it. Illegal migrants may be put in jail or deported under the Foreigners Act 1946 and Passport Entry into India Act 1920. Passport Entry into India Act 1920. So under these acts, they can be deported.